Welcome to Derby Talk, the show that tracks the Emmy race. And this week, the guys have got the whole race covered. Representing the drama shows on TV today, we have Gabriel Mock from Suits. And representing the comedy shows, we've got Chris Colfer from Glee, which was nominated for the past 2 years for Best Comedy Series. Chris was nominated 2 years ago in the supporting slot. He was robbed, if you ask me. We'll ask Chris about that race in a minute here. Chris joins us in just a second via Skype. First, let's take a look at Glee itself. Let's take a look at this clip. Wow, what a set of pipes. Let's bring in Chris Colfer and Daniel Montgomery, our senior editor. Now, Chris, you are what they call a countertenor. What explain that?
Well, that's what I've always been told. I've been told that I'm a countertenor, meaning I'm a male that can sing incredibly high. Then I've been told that I'm a male soprano, meaning I'm a male with a set of female vocal cords. So I don't know what I am. I'm a fictional creature, I guess.
Well, you're quite the consummate entertainer there. Let me start with the first question here, and that is award specific, because 2 years ago you won the Golden Globe. Let me tell you who you beat. Let's remind viewers here that you beat. It's always fun, isn't it, to say, I crushed Chris Noth from Good Wife. I killed Eric Stonestreet from Modern Family. You also beat Scott Kahn from Hawaii Five-0, David Strathairn from Temple Grandin. Take us back to that night, because it was a big night all the way around. Glee had also won Best Comedy Musical Series for the first time. Wow.
That was an insane night. I still don't quite remember any of it. It was such a adrenaline rush that I literally lost kind of all my senses. I'm surprised I even was able to speak when I got up there.
I remember seeing you backstage. You were holding on to that Golden Globe okay. You were holding on to the whole moment okay.
Thank you.
Daniel, let's explain to Chris what his issue is at the Emmys. And I want to recommend something really dastardly and sinister here. So, Daniel, I want to come to you next here. Here's my evil plot to get Chris the Emmy this year. Tell me if you think it'll work. And that is, somehow we got to get all the other Glee guys, like Corey and Mike, nominated in that supporting category. And then, if everything stacks up okay, then Chris wins. Because explain to Chris what it means when you're nominated against co-stars and how that helps Modern Family.
Well, everyone at the Emmys submits a sample episode of their best work. So if you're nominated against your co-stars, that means you have you're appearing in your own submission, and then you have scenes likely in your co-stars' submissions as well. So the last 2 years, Modern Family has had 3 and 4 nominees in the category, which means that each actor basically gets 4 episodes of material to show to Emmy judges, which is why that show has been so strong in that race.
So if you want to know, Chris, why you lost 2 years ago, because you had that amazing episode, you submitted that Rose's Turn episode, right?
Right, yes.
So basically you were robbed by the system. That's our theory. What do you think of that?
Oh, I don't think I've ever been robbed at all. I think those men on Modern Family are incredibly talented, and I love the show, and I watch it religiously, and I think they all deserve it. And I don't feel robbed at all. Literally every time I do get nominated, it is a huge surprise to me.
Okay, well, what do you think of our dastardly plan, though? We get your co-stars all nominated.
Listen, I've compared to my co-stars enough. I don't want to bring all that into it.
Okay. Well, there is this consolation for the cast of Glee, and that is you guys have won 3 Emmys on the performance side. Neil Patrick Harris won, Gwyneth Paltrow won in the guest slots, and Jane Lynch has won. On the drama side, Mad Men has never won an acting award. Isn't that odd?
That's insane.
Emmys can be weird that way. The songs, I'm glad that you chose this musical episode for us to kick off here. Take us back to over the past few years on this show. What were your favorite song performances?
Well, that one, The Boy Next Door, was one of my favorite ones until I saw it and saw just how tight those pants were. And I'm still recovering with many therapists over that because they did not seem that tight in the fittings or the trailer before I came out. Just the magic of lighting, that's what it'll do. But I mean, I loved Rose's Turn. That was probably one of my favorite numbers I ever got to do. It was my first big emotional ballad, so that's one of the reasons why I chose that episode for my first Emmy submission. I loved As If We Never Said Goodbye. I think that song is just magical, and it was just a perfect song for that moment, for his return back to the Glee Club. God, I really lucked out and have been able to sing some amazing songs, like "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina," and the Whitney Houston song that we just did in the Whitney Houston episode was the most difficult song I've ever had to do. So that was very nerve-wracking, and I'm glad that it turned out okay, according to most.
Yeah. Daniel, let me pass off to you for a question.
I was wondering, of all the songs and performances you've done on the show, if there are any artists or songs on your wish list that you'd love to cover on the show in the future.
Yes, I would really like to do S&M by Rihanna, and I'm dead serious.
Why?
I think it would be hysterical, and I'm pretty handy with the chains, so. But no, I would really love to do something funny and big and raunchy. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty fun. The show has been besieged with controversy, of course, for the past few years. I talked to Ryan Murphy about all this just a week ago, and it all centers around your character because in many ways you are Ryan. He has said that himself, that he fashioned this character on himself, and the struggle that he had coming out and the insecurities he felt and all of that. So it's important that that your role has taken on this social significance in terms of the whole gay component, and there was an outcry this year, specifically this year, over some people believing that the heterosexual couples they kiss far more often than you and the Blaine character, and Ryan's response to that was very touching. He said, you know what, I'm very sensitive to all that, and I feel for them, and I understand where this is coming from, but you also have to give us some respect because this show has pioneered a lot in this area that other shows haven't done before. What's your view on all of that?
My view is they're absolutely right, but that's how it is in America. Like, there are more heterosexual couples that can show affectionate freely in schools than the gay couples can. That's just our show imitating life. And you really do have to give Ryan credit because he put two gay boys losing their virginities to each other on national television. I mean, that's unheard of. So I don't know. I think I'm kind of mixed. I understand their frustration, but it also frustrates me as well because I know we've done so much on the show, there's many moments when you kind of have to reflect life, and the fact that these gay characters are still not 100% accepted and are still a little cautious about showing public affection for each other is very, very real.